Hey everyone, I'm your Prajita ma'am. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in this class I'm going to explain some formulas of mensuration in 2D shapes and 3D shapes as well. I have seen many students, they always कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं. दे यूज टू से कि मैम कब कौन सा फॉर्मूला यूज करें, इतने सारे फॉर्मूले हैं इन दिस चैप्टर, लाइक सम फॉर्मूलाज आर फ्रॉम 2D शेप एंड सम आर फ्रॉम द 3D शेप्स. सो कब सरफेस एरिया कैलकुलेट करना है एंड कब हमें एरिया कैलकुलेट करना है, दे ऑलवेज गेट कंफ्यूज. सो इफ यू वॉच दिस वीडियो डेफिनेटली यू विल गेट अ क्लियर अंडरस्टैंडिंग एंड व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन 2D and 3D shapes and when you need to use what kind of formula, and I'll give you all the formula in the complete video. Okay, without any delay I will start my video. First I will tell you what is the difference between the 2D and the 3D shapes. So as we all know that like your paper, pen, board, triangle, rectangle, they have just two dimension, length and breadth. Definitely they are 2D shapes because they have only two dimensions, right? So for the 2D shape we calculate perimeter and area. So perimeter and area is calculated only for the 2D shapes, right? And what about volume and surface area? And for the 3D shapes, just like your cube, cuboid and everything, we have three dimension, like length, breadth and height. If you have three dimension, definitely they will have the capacity or they will have some content, some volume in it. So in this case we used to calculate the volume and the surface area. The surface area we used to calculate because 3D shapes have multiple surfaces. Like in cube, you have 6 surfaces, right? Similarly, in the cylinder and every other 3D shapes, you can have multiple surfaces. So at that time, you need to calculate different area of the different surfaces. So in surface area, we have two terms, TSA and CSA. That means total surface area and the curved surface area. That I will explain in the next topic, 3D shapes. Okay, so we will start with the 2D shapes. As we all know, we all know from the class 3rd and 4th, I think start हो जाता है class में. Class 4th से ही we start studying triangle and all. So in triangle, we according to the sides, if we'll talk about, we know they are scalene triangle, isosceles triangle and equilateral triangle. So we can calculate the area and perimeter. Definitely area and perimeter for the 2D shapes. The perimeter is very simple. We all know that the perimeter is nothing but the boundary. If you have any kind of 2D shape, you can calculate the perimeter, because perimeter is just you are adding the boundary and you will get the perimeter. So I think it is not at all difficult, and we do not have any fixed formula for that. For specific triangles, we can say that it is a sum of all sides of, and for a square you can say 4 into side. But perimeter is just the boundary. What is perimeter? Perimeter is just you can add the boundary, you will get the perimeter. So I'll go for the area. So what is the area of the triangle? We all know that it is 1/2 into base into height. What is base and what is height? If I'm taking the triangle ABC, if this side CB is the base, then this altitude I'm drawing, AM will be the height. So in this triangle, base can be AC. If the AC is the base, then this BN can be the height. Accordingly, you can take it AB as a base. If you will take AB as a base, then definitely this altitude is going to be the height. So whatever the base and height you are taking, the area of triangle will remain same. So area of triangle is nothing but the 1/2 into base into height. And this formula can be used in any kind of triangle, either it is equilateral, scalene, whenever the base and height are given. But there are sometimes the base and height are not given. So at that time, we have some specific formula, and definitely they are derived from this formula only. So what is the area of the equilateral triangle? For the equilateral triangle, we have the area because in the equilateral triangle all the sides are equal and all the angles are also 60/60. So what will be the area? √3/4 side square. And definitely this formula is derived from this formula only, because we can calculate the height of the equilateral triangle by the Pythagoras, and we can definitely calculate 1/2 into base into height. We will get the same formula. But this time I'm just giving you the formula. Area of the equilateral triangle, you must remember that it is √3/4 and side square, and height of the equilateral triangle, because numerical में questions में होता क्या है, हमें directly इसको use करना होता है. At that time we must know the formula. We are not going to use the Pythagoras every time, and that takes so much time. So we must know the formula also. So formula is definitely, I have told you that this is a by 2, and you can calculate this height. Height of the equilateral is root 3 by 2 into side. You must know this formula also. So area of the equilateral triangle is root 3 by 4 side square. So the last you can say one other triangle we have is the scalene triangle. So scalene triangle क्या होता है? If we have all sides are different in a triangle, then it is called a scalene triangle. In the scalene triangle, we have a specific formula to calculate the area. That is the Heron's formula. That is the Heron's formula. So what is Heron's formula? This is a special formula. In this we use to calculate the semi-perimeter. You know, perimeter is the sum of all sides. If all the sides are A, B, C, and they all are different, in that case you can calculate a plus B plus C upon 2. This will be the semi-perimeter. So if you have calculated the semi-perimeter, you can calculate the area by using under root of S into S minus A, S minus B, S minus C. This will simply give you the area of the scalene triangle. I think this is all about triangles. You can calculate area of the any triangle. If it is right angle triangle, definitely in that case, this is the base and this side becomes the height. This is base and this is height. Okay, so this is all about triangle. And after that, we all know that what is a square. A square have all equal sides and it has 4 sides, and the area is side into side. I don't think I need to take this, because the area of this square is nothing but the side into side, and the perimeter of the square is 4 into side, simply because if you add a plus a plus a, it will become 4 times a. So this is simple. And in the rectangle, we all know what is this is length, breadth. This is again length and breadth. If you calculate the area simply, the length into breadth, we all know. And the perimeter of the rectangle is twice of L plus B. Definitely 2 sides are L and 2 are B. Definitely you will add 2L plus 2B will be there. So the perimeter is like this, just sum of all sides. Okay, that is your just boundary. And what about parallelogram? Parallelogram is what? In which opposite sides are parallel and equal, right? If this is a parallelogram A, B, C, D, in this opposite sides are parallel and equal, you can calculate the area of the parallelogram just by having your multiplying base into height, right? This is your base and height can be outside. Height is nothing but the altitude you just draw from the vertex, that is the height. So height if you will take from this side, because two parallel sides have same height, right? So if the distance between the parallel sides is given, you can calculate is just from base into height. You can take this side as a base and again you can calculate the height, right? Simple formula is just base into height. And after that we have the rhombus. What is rhombus? Rhombus is nothing but the parallelogram having all sides equal. If all sides of the parallelogram becomes equal, it become a rhombus. Even I can say square is also a rhombus. Rhombus have some special properties, like it is definitely a parallelogram, all sides are equal, but it have perpendicular diagonals. It have perpendicular diagonals. So we have another formula for the area of the rhombus is 1 by 2 into d1 into d2. What is d1 and d2? D1 is the your diagonal, first diagonal of the rhombus, and d2 is the second diagonal of the rhombus. And definitely we can calculate the area from base into height also, as it is a parallelogram also. So we can have two formulas for the area of the rhombus. One more thing I just left in this rectangle, you can also write it down, that area of this square we know, perimeter of this square we know, but we must know the diagonal of the square. This is very simple. We can calculate it from the Pythagoras, under root of a square plus a square. That will be root 2a square, just it will be root 2 times side. Simply you can calculate the diagonal, right? And in this also you can calculate the diagonal of the rectangle also by using Pythagoras, because in the square and rectangle we have this angle 90 degree, and whenever the angle is 90 degree, Pythagoras we can use. That's what. Okay, so diagonal of the rectangle will be under root of L square plus B square. This is the diagonal of the rectangle, right? So I think parallelogram and rhombus is done. After that we can move for the trapezium. So what is trapezium? Trapezium is like this kind of shape in which one pair of opposite side is parallel and one pair is non-parallel. So in this I can say this AB is parallel to DC, but this side is non-parallel side. So what is the area of the trapezium? It is very simple. Area of trapezium is 1 by 2 into, if I am taking this side as A and this side as B, and the height, height means the distance between two parallel sides is known as the height. So height is this. Okay, so area of trapezium will be 1 by 2 into sum of parallel sides into height. Okay, this is the area of the trapezium. And the next one, and I think you all know that the isosceles trapezium. What is isosceles trapezium? When these two non-parallel sides will be equal, then definitely it will be the isosceles trapezium, and this angle will be equal to this. And that is a different case when we use in geometry. And after that we have the circle. Circle is this, you all know, this is the center and this is your radius. We all know the area of the circle is very, very simple, and it is pi r square. It is pi r square. And the circumference is the perimeter of the circle. Circumference is boundary. So what is the perimeter of the, or you can say circumference of the circle is 2 pi r. So some interesting thing here is the pi. What is pi? The pi was derived from a mathematician. He just took any circle, any kind of circle, any radius of the circle, different circle, big circle, this circle, the different circle he was taking, and he was just measuring the boundary, and after that he was dividing the boundary with the diameter. So whenever he was dividing the boundary, that means circumference, with the diameter, he was getting a constant value. He was amazed that what is happening, that if I am dividing any kind of circle, any radius circle, I am getting the same value if I am dividing the circumference with the diameter. That fixed value is known as pi, and pi is your irrational number. It is neither terminating nor repeating decimal. We take its value as 222 by 7 or 3.14, but this value is pi. You can simply see this just by looking at this. Just circumference of a circle is 2 pi r and diameter is definitely 2r. So if you will divide it, you will get pi. So pi is a constant which was derived by, and this was very, very interesting, right? And after that we have ring. So if you know the formula for the area of the circle, definitely you know the area of the ring also. Ring is what? Ring is like this, area of this region. If you have the outer radius capital R and the inner radius small r, right? In that case, you can calculate the area of the remaining portion, ring. So area of the ring is pi r square minus r square. I have just taken pi as common because outer area is pi capital R square and the inner area is pi small r square, as you can just subtract it. So calculation will become easier if you take pi as a common, right? So other areas are also there in the case of the circle. If you say area of the sector and area of the segment, in the class 9, 10th, they used to ask in the board exams that what is the area of the sector and what is the area of the segment. So what is a sector? It is just like a pizza piece. I can simply say that if it OAB, this is your sector. I will call it minor sector because if you divide your circle by the radius, you will get simply your sector, and this is definitely the major sector. So I will call it minor sector, and this one is your major sector. Simple. So what is the area of this? I know the area of the triangle, area of the circle, everything, but what will be the area of the sector? So it is very simple. If you know the angle, this, if suppose this angle is 60 degree, let this angle is 60 degree. So what will be the area of this portion? That will be, what it will be? Simply you know the area of the circle, that is pi r square. Just multiply the area of the circle with this fraction. What fraction is? 60 degree upon the complete angle. We all know what is complete angle. Complete angle is 360 degree. So just divide it with 360 degree. So simply take a fraction of the angle divided by the complete angle into pi r square. You will get the area of the sector. So I'll just write the formula of the sector is area of sector is equal to, so I'm not talking about the ring this time, I'm just talking about the area of the sector. So area of the sector is pi r square into theta upon 360 degree. So what is theta? Theta is your this angle. So theta upon 360 से अगर आप multiply कर दोगे circle के area को, you will get the area of the sector. Simple. Similarly, you can also find out the area of the segment. I think you must know that what is the segment. What is segment? In a circle, if I'll divide the circle by a chord, you know what is chord? If this line segment which cut the circle at 2 points, this line is called the chord. And we all know diameter is the biggest chord which divide the circle into 2 equal parts. So this is your chord, and this is definitely a segment. So this segment is called minor segment, and upper side is called major segment. So this one is having the small area, so I can call it minor segment, and this one is the major segment. So how I can find the area of the segment? Simple. It's really simple, because we know if I will write center here and I will make here a triangle. So I have already explained the area of the sector. If I will subtract the area of the sector and area of the triangle OAB, then अगर sector में से अगर आप triangle का area subtract कर दोगे, then definitely you will get the area of the segment. So in class 10th, usually in CBSE class, and 9th also somewhere in ICC, we use the kind of segment area. So I think this is all about 2D shapes. You must have understood about this. So the next topic is 3D shapes. This is simply interesting, because 3D we have something in which we can calculate. What we can calculate here? We can calculate volume. It has some kind of volume, and we can calculate the surface area as well. Surface area, as I've already told you in the starting, that 3D shapes have multiple surfaces. So they have two kind of surface area. One is your total surface area, and the other one is the curved surface area. You can also call it lateral surface area. So curved surface area is simply, if I'll take it as an example, like I will consider the area of the four walls, excluding top and bottom. I'm not considering the top and bottom. The top and bottom को अगर हम हटा देंगे, then it will become just like curved surface area, or you can simply say it lateral surface area. And if we'll add top and bottom, it will become total surface area. Simple. So we will start with the cuboid. Cuboid we all know. This is the cuboid. This is the cuboid, and simply I can say in which room you are just watching the video, that room is also a cuboid. It has 3 dimensions. 3 dimensions means it will have length, breadth, and height. So if I am taking it as length, this is as breadth, then definitely this side is as a height. So 3 dimension, definitely length, breadth, and height is there. So simply the volume of the cuboid, simple hai, length, breadth into height, L into B into H. So we all know the area of the not area, because I'm talking about the volume here. So the volume of the cuboid is L into B into H. But I'll give you a specific formula, a standard formula for the volume. So what is the standard formula for the volume? Because I'm taking as a cube or cuboid, whatever I'm taking, in this case, if you'll simply see, the base of the cuboid is nothing but the rectangle. Base of the cuboid is a rectangle. Even all the faces are rectangle. Here you can say it is a rectangle. Here it is a rectangle. Bottom is a rectangle. Everywhere it is a rectangle. So we know the area of rectangle is length into breadth. So volume को हम कभी भी लिख सकते हैं area into height. Simply area of base. तो वॉल्यूम को हम कभी भी एरिया ऑफ बेस इनटू हाइट लिख सकते हैं. एरिया ऑफ बेस इनटू हाइट विल ऑलवेज गिव यू द वॉल्यूम. सिंपल. सो वॉल्यूम हो गया. आफ्टर दैट वी नो द I will give you a specific formula for the curved surface area. So curved surface area हमेशा कहाँ से मिल जाता है? Curved surface area, because जो walls होती हैं हमें उसका एरिया चाहिए. तो we take perimeter of base. Perimeter of base into height. So what is the perimeter of this base? Base is a rectangle. So perimeter of the rectangle we all know 2 into L plus B into height कर दो. So this will be this is the general formula. I can say curved surface area का जो general formula है, that is a perimeter of a base into height. You can perimeter of a base I am taking as 2 into L plus B, because it is rectangle into height. The rectangle it is here, and height से multiply कर दोगे, you will get the curved surface area. So in the cuboid we have 6 surfaces. You know, one is ceiling, bottom, यानी कि top bottom हो गया. After that left right walls and the front back walls. Total 6 surfaces are there. So if I'm taking the area of the 4 walls, that is called CSA, and if I will add top and bottom also in the CSA, it will be converted into TSA. So simply total surface area of the cuboid will be what it will be, 2 into LB plus BH plus HL. ऐसा क्यों हुआ? बिकॉज जो सीलिंग का एरिया होगा वही तो फ्लोर का भी एरिया होगा, जो लेफ्ट वॉल का एरिया होगा दैट विल बी द एरिया ऑफ द राइट वॉल, एंड फ्रंट एंड बैक वॉल एरिया विल बी द सेम. सो L into be the area of one face and other face and other face, and we are multiplying it with 2 because two faces are having the same area. So total surface area is this, right? So this is all about cuboid, and after that cube. What is cube? Cube is nothing different from the cuboid, but it is just a special case of a cuboid. In this only length, breadth, height becomes equal. L is equal to B is equal to H. If I'll consider it as A, then the volume of the cube will be, as I know, L into B into H. So it will become A into A into A. That will become A cube, simple, right? And after that, we know the curved surface area. Curved surface area nothing but the perimeter of the base into height. And in the case of cube, we all know all the faces are squares. All the faces are squares. So perimeter of the base will be 4 into side into height is A. So it is 4A square. Or you can say the area of the four walls are there and all are squares, and a square, a square, a square, a square, it will simply 4a square. And in the total surface area, I'm just going to add top and bottom also, as it have 6 surfaces, and all the 6 squares area you will add, you will get 6a square. All right. And one thing more, I will again talk about the volume. Volume मैंने बता दिया, and volume total surface area. One more thing about cube and cuboid is this: the longest rod you can keep, because ये question भी आता है, longest rod you can keep in a cube and cuboid. And what is this length? So this length is called diagonal of the cube or cuboid. So what is the diagonal of the cuboid? I am writing it here, under root of L square plus B square plus H square. Definitely it is also from the Pythagoras, because you can take the Pythagoras from here. It will be L square plus B square ka under root. After that, you are taking it as a height. Again, you are calculating this. So you will get L square plus B square plus H square under root. So that will be the diagonal of the cuboid. And in the special case cube, you can find the diagonal of the cube just by taking LBH equal as A. So it will be diagonal of the cube will be under root of A square plus A square plus A square. That will be under root of 3A square. That will be root 3 times side. So what is the diagonal of the cube? That is a root 3 times side. So it's better if you just take a notes of this and take a screenshot, and after that you can write all the formulas in one page, because in the questions we are going to use 2-3 formulas simultaneously. In that case, you must know all the formulas at the same point. So sometimes we have combination shapes also. In that case, we can use multiple formulas, and according to the shape we calculate the surface area and total surface area, right? So I think cube and cuboid are done. So the next shape is cylinder. So what is cylinder? We all know that cylinder have 2 circles, top and bottom, and this side is curved, right? So what is the volume of the cylinder? I will explain it by the general formula. So I'm talking about the cylinder. So the volume is, we know, area of base into height. So the base is circle. So what is the base? Base is circle. So the formula for the volume is going to be pi r square h, because this is the area of the circle and you are multiplying this with the height of the cylinder, right? Where r is the radius of this base, and definitely this is going to be the same, right? So this is the volume of the cylinder. After that, we have the curved surface area of the cylinder. What is the curved surface area of the cylinder? It's nothing but, I have told you a general formula. From this you can also write by yourself. But what is the curved surface area? Perimeter of base into height. You know the perimeter of base. Base is nothing but a circle. So the perimeter of base is 2 pi r into h. You are multiplying. This is the perimeter of a base, or you can say circumference of the base. So this is the curved surface area of the cylinder. And next is the total surface area of the cylinder will be, just add top and bottom area also. So it will be 2 pi RH plus 2 pi R square. I'm taking 2 pi R square because top and bottom both are circle. Pi R square plus pi R square will give you 2 pi R square, and you will take 2 pi R as a common. So it will become H plus R. So 2 pi R bracket H plus R is the total surface area of the cylinder. Just write it down in your notebook, and definitely you will be able to understand and when you are going to use these formulas, right? And the next one is the cone, and we all know that what is cone, that is just nothing but the birthday cap, or you can say it's just like a simple tin. And this is your cone, and this side is called the slant height. This is called the slant height, and in this is the vertical height H, and this is the radius of the cone, that is R, right? So again in this, because I'm taking just a vertical cone and a vertical cylinder, right angular cylinder, so again we can use the Pythagoras. By using the Pythagoras we can find the slant height of the cone. So L square is equal to R square plus H square. This is the slant height. Under root you can take, after that you will get the slant height. So what is the volume of the cone? So we have this specific formula for this, but how this formula came, first I will write the formula. 1 by 3 pi r square h is the formula. तो अगर तुमने नोटिस किया हो, यहाँ पे वॉल्यूम ऑफ द सिलेंडर क्या था, पाई आर स्क्वायर एच, उसका जस्ट 1/3 करना है. तो व्हाई वी आर डूइंग द 1/3? बिकॉज तुम खुद भी देख सकते हो, इफ यू आर टेकिंग सेम रेडियस एंड हाइट, यू आर टेकिंग सेम रेडियस हाइट कोन एंड सेम रेडियस हाइट सिलेंडर, एंड अगर उसमें कुछ वाटर फिल अप करोगे एंड यू विल पोर इट इनटू द सिलेंडर एंड अगेन इट विल बी द कोन, तो कोन विल हैव ओनली 1/3 ऑफ द cylinder. So I'm just taking 1/3 of the cylinder, that will be the volume of the cone, right? So this is the volume of the cone. After that I will write the CSA. So CSA is pi RL, but ये कहाँ से आता है pi RL, ये भी थोड़ा सा सोच सकते हो अगर चाहो तो, because it's just looking like a triangle in 3D. So 1/2 into base into height अगर मैं लगाऊं, so base is the circle, circumference I'm taking 2 pi R, and in the 3D accordingly I can take slant height as a height. So if I'll reduce it, it will become just pi RL. So pi RL is the curved surface area of the cone, and the last thing is the total surface area. So total surface area, in this total surface area we can just add bottom, because here it is only bottom circle is there. So in pi RL you can add pi R square, and you can take pi R as common. So pi R will be common, it will become L plus R. So this is the total surface area of the cone, right? So next topic is the sphere, and in the sphere we all know what is a sphere. सबने क्रिकेट खेला है और आपको पता है कि what is sphere. It is just a ball, है ना? तो 3D ball, and if I will draw like this, you will say this is a circle. If I will draw like this, it will become a ball, 3D. So this is your sphere, and the volume of the sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. How this formula is coming? Because this is nothing but the pi r square h. अगर हम देखते हैं pi r square h, if r and h will be equal, it will become pi r cube. So I'm just giving you a simple trick from where the formula is there, so that you can learn it, or you can just know what should be the formula. There will be no confusion at all. So pi r cube हो जाएगा, and अगर हम उसको वॉल्यूम को similarly put करके देखते हैं, then it is 4/3 of the pi r cube. तो definitely the volume will be 4 pi 3 pi r cube. This is the volume of the sphere. After that, the total surface area of the sphere I will talk. तो sphere में अगर हम हर तरफ से देखते हैं, just look like a circle from the four sides. So it is just 4 pi r square. So pi r square plus pi r square plus pi r square plus pi r square, 4 times will do. You will get just 4 pi r square, and there is only total surface area. No curved surface area is there. Only one surface is there. So there is only total surface area is present in the case of the sphere, right? And next one and the last one I will say, that is your hemisphere. What is hemisphere? Is just like a bowl. This is the bowl, this is the hemisphere. If I'll cut my sphere into 2 equal parts, it will become hemisphere. So the volume is very simple. Just take the half of this, you will get 2 by 3 pi r cube, right? So what is the curved surface area of this? So this part is the half of the ball. So half of the your cricket ball. So this is the curved surface area of the hemisphere will be 2 pi r square. I'm just taking half of this. half of the sphere, that will become the hemisphere. But in case of the total surface area, you'll need to take the bottom side area also. So pi r square, 2 pi r स्क्वायर तो ये ऑलरेडी था, इसमें बॉटम एरिया दैट मीन्स पाई आर स्क्वायर में और ऐड कर देती हूँ, इट विल बिकम जस्ट 3 पाई आर स्क्वायर, दैट विल बी द टोटल सरफेस एरिया ऑफ द हेमीस्फीयर. एंड द लास्ट टॉपिक इज द फ्रस्टम एंड अदर्स, इस लाइक कॉम्बिनेशन शेप आ जाते हैं, तो उस केस में यू कैन सिंपली कैलकुलेट लाइक, क्योंकि बकेट शेप होता है ये, दिस इज, इसका अगर तुम्हें वॉल्यूम वगैरह निकालना है तो यू कैन ड्रॉ इट लाइक अ कोन, एंड आफ्टर दैट फाइनल कोन से, अगर मैं इसको थोड़ा यहाँ ड्रॉ करती हूँ, ये शेप है अगर आपका, तो अगर तुम इसको कोन तक एक्सीड कर दो तो देन आफ्टर दैट यू कैन जस्ट टेक दिस कंप्लीट वॉल्यूम, उसमें से ये वाला वॉल्यूम सब्ट्रैक्ट कर दोगे इनर कोन का, यू विल गेट द वॉल्यूम ऑफ दिस बकेट शेप. और यू कैन शेप दैट द कॉम्बिनेशन शेप्स आर देयर, लाइक इधर इस पे अगर हम हेमिस्फीयर रख देते हैं, देन व्हाट शुड बी द टोटल सरफेस एरिया. यू विल हैव टू टेक what the area you can paint, the area that can be painted, note it down, this is very very important, the area that can be painted, that can be painted is called total surface area. तो एरिया दैट कैन बी पेंटेड, इसी चीज को ध्यान रखोगे कि अगर तुम्हें पेंट करने को मिल जाए, व्हाट यू कैन पेंट, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी द टोटल सरफेस एरिया ऑफ द पर्टिकुलर शेप, पर्टिकुलर सॉलिड, राइट. सो यू कैन कैलकुलेट एनी, लाइक अगर मुझे हॉलो सिलेंडर का कैलकुलेट करना है, हॉलो सिलेंडर का टोटल सरफेस एरिया कैलकुलेट करना है, जस्ट लाइक आई विल गिव यू द एग्जांपल, लाइक दिस इज योर hollow cylinder, you have some outer radius, inner radius, this is your hollow cylinder. How you are going to paint? You are going to paint the inner side, inner surface, and this outer surface, and this rings also, right. So if I will write the total surface area of this hollow cylinder, mind it, this is outer radius capital R, inner radius is small r, so inner curved surface area will be 2 pi small r h, and outer curved surface area will be 2 pi capital RH, because height is same and the radius are different, and plus the area of the rings, top and bottom area you'll also consider. So pi r square minus r square you will add, you will get the total surface area of this hollow cylinder, right. This hollow cylinder, this is the total surface area of the hollow cylinder. You can simply calculate the volume of the hollow cylinder. We know the volume of the cylinder is pi r square h, so you can simply subtract the outer volume minus the inner volume. So volume will be pi r square minus r square into h. You can simply volume का मैंने आपको स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्मूला बताया था, एरिया ऑफ बेस इनटू हाइट, बेस पे रिंग है, रिंग का एरिया ये होता है पाई आर स्क्वायर माइनस आर स्क्वायर इनटू जस्ट मल्टीप्लाइड विद द हाइट. सो आई थिंक दिस वीडियो इज हेल्पफुल. अगर आपको समझ आई हो and if it is helpful in any way, definitely just like, subscribe and share it to most of the people जिनको भी required हो. Okay, so thank you so much.